Have you ever lived a moment twice? Not in memory, not in imagination, but right here, right now. A conversation begins, and before the other person finishes their sentence, you already know what they're about to say. You walk into a place you've never been, yet every detail feels strangely familiar. A gesture, a sound, a flicker of light, and suddenly a quiet certainty rises within you. I've been here before. But how? Science will tell you it's a glitch, a misfire of the brain, a delay between perception and memory. But what if that explanation is only scratching the surface? What if déjà vu is not an error, but a signal? For centuries, this phenomenon has haunted philosophers, mystics, and seekers of truth, not because it is rare, but because it is too precise to ignore. It doesn't feel like confusion, it feels like recognition, like your mind is remembering something your conscious self cannot access. In this video, we are going to explore the real meaning of déjà vu, not as a neurological accident, but as a doorway into something deeper. You will discover why your mind creates the illusion of having lived this before, the hidden connection between déjà vu and perception of time, and the unsettling possibility that your awareness is not moving through reality the way you think it is. Because what if time is not a straight line? What if your consciousness is not experiencing life for the first time, but simply remembering it piece by piece? Déjà vu may feel like a fleeting moment, but for those who look closely, it is a crack in the structure of reality itself. Historical, philosophical context. Long before modern neuroscience tried to reduce déjà vu to a memory glitch, ancient traditions treated it as something far more significant, a brief opening in the veil of perception. In the teachings of Plato, there is a concept known as anamnesis, the idea that all knowledge is not learned, but remembered. According to this view, the soul has already encountered truth before entering the physical world. What we call learning is simply recollection. So when a moment feels familiar without reason, Plato would not ask, "Why is your brain confused?" He would ask, "What is your soul remembering?" This idea echoes through many esoteric traditions. In Hindu philosophy, particularly within the Upanishads, reality is described not as a one-time linear experience, but as a repeating cycle, samsara. The soul moves through patterns, lifetimes, and experiences, carrying subtle imprints known as samskaras. These imprints are not always conscious, but sometimes they surface. A place feels known, a face feels remembered, a moment feels already lived. Not because your current mind has seen it, but because something deeper has. In Buddhist teachings, there is a similar notion, not of a permanent soul, but of continuity, a stream of consciousness that flows beyond a single lifetime. Within this stream, impressions accumulate, and under certain conditions, they reappear as flashes of familiarity without clear origin. Déjà vu, in this sense, is not a mistake. It is a leak between layers of awareness. Even in Hermetic philosophy, there is a subtle hint toward this phenomenon. The principle of as above, so below suggests that reality operates in patterns and correspondences across different levels. What happens in one layer of existence echoes in another. So if consciousness is not bound to a single timeline, then moments may not be entirely new. They may be reflections, or repetitions, or intersections. Now, here is where things become even more intriguing. Across ancient mystery schools, there was a belief that time itself is not linear, but simultaneous. Past, present, and future are not separate. They coexist, like different pages of a book already written. Your awareness simply moves through them one moment at a time. But occasionally it slips, it overlaps. And when it does, you experience déjà vu. not as a memory of the past, but as a brief awareness of something outside the normal flow of time. This is why déjà vu feels so unsettling, because it challenges the very foundation of how we understand reality. You are not just remembering something, you are recognizing a pattern that should not yet be known. And for a split second, you are no longer fully anchored in the present. To understand déjà vu at a deeper level, we need to shift one fundamental assumption: that your mind is experiencing reality in real time. Because what if it isn't? What if what you call now is already slightly in the past? Modern neuroscience quietly supports a version of this idea. Your brain does not process the present instantly. There is always a delay, a fraction of a second, between the moment something happens and the moment you become aware of it. In that gap, your brain is doing something extraordinary. It is predicting. Based on patterns, memory, and past experience, your mind is constantly generating a model of what is about to happen next. It does this so seamlessly that you never notice, until something goes wrong, or something aligns too perfectly. Imagine this. Your brain predicts a moment, and then that exact moment unfolds exactly as predicted. Not approximately, not vaguely, but precisely. And when that happens, your mind doesn't register it as prediction, it registers it as memory. That is the first layer of déjà vu, a moment where prediction and reality overlap so perfectly that your brain cannot distinguish between the two. So instead of saying, "I expected this," it says, "I've lived this before." But this is only the surface, because here's the deeper question: where do these predictions come from? Most of the time, they are based on familiar patterns, places you've seen, conversations you've had, emotions you've felt. But sometimes the prediction feels too specific, too detailed, too exact. And this is where déjà vu begins to feel almost supernatural.
Not because it has, but because it is arriving twice. This creates a strange illusion. You are experiencing the present as if it were the past, like watching a scene unfold while simultaneously feeling like you've already seen it. But even this explanation, neurological delay, predictive processing, is incomplete, because it explains how déjà vu feels familiar, but not why it feels meaningful. Because most brain errors feel random, déjà vu does not. It carries a strange emotional weight, a quiet intensity, a sense that something is being revealed, even if you cannot grasp it. And this leads us to the second layer. Déjà vu is not just about memory, it is about pattern recognition at a deeper level of awareness. Your conscious mind sees events, but your deeper awareness sees structures, patterns in behavior, patterns in emotion, patterns in life itself. And sometimes, when a pattern repeats itself with perfect alignment, your awareness recognizes it instantly, not as something new, but as something already known, like hearing a melody you've never heard before, but somehow you already know how it ends. That is the feeling of déjà vu, not confusion, but recognition without explanation. But there is a deeper layer to déjà vu that most explanations, scientific or philosophical, carefully avoid. Because if you follow the phenomenon far enough, it begins to challenge something fundamental, the idea that you are moving forward through time. What if you're not? What if, instead, your consciousness is navigating a structure that already exists? Imagine reality not as a path being created step by step, but as a vast landscape already formed. Every moment, every choice, every possibility laid out like coordinates on a map. And your awareness is not building the map, it is moving across it. Most of the time, you experience this movement as linear, One moment follows another, neatly arranged, predictable. But occasionally, something strange happens. Your awareness briefly aligns with a point on the map it has already touched, not in memory, but in structure. And when that alignment occurs, you feel déjà vu, like stepping onto a path and realizing your feet somehow remember the ground. This idea is not new. In certain esoteric traditions, time is described as a looping or layered construct, not a straight line. Some mystics even suggested that the soul experiences multiple points of existence simultaneously, but can only focus on one at a time. Déjà vu in this context is not a mistake. It is a momentary overlap of focus, a glitch not in the brain, but in the filter of awareness. And this explains something subtle but important. Why déjà vu often feels emotionally charged. Because you are not just recognizing the moment, you are sensing the echo of a version of yourself that has already been there. Not necessarily from a past life, but from a different position in the same reality structure. Now here's where it becomes even more unsettling. Some people report that during déjà vu, they don't just feel familiarity, they feel a sense of inevitability, like the moment is unfolding exactly as it must, as if there was never another option. This raises a difficult question. Are you remembering the moment, or realizing that it was always going to happen this way? From a purely logical standpoint, this sounds impossible, but from an experiential standpoint, it feels real. Because your awareness, for a split second, is no longer bound to uncertainty. It is aligned with certainty, and that certainty creates the sensation of recognition. Now, does this mean reality is predetermined? Not necessarily. It may simply mean that your perception of time and choice is limited. Like reading a book one page at a time, believing the story is being created as you go, when in fact, the entire narrative already exists. You still experience surprise, you still feel choice, but occasionally you glimpse the structure behind it. Déjà vu is one of those glimpses, a moment where your illusion of newness breaks down and you sense something deeper, that this moment is not random, not accidental, but part of a pattern you are only beginning to understand. Understanding déjà vu is fascinating, but using it is where it becomes powerful. Because if déjà vu is a moment where your awareness briefly steps outside its normal pattern, then it is not something to ignore, it is something to observe, stabilize, and learn from. 1. Slow down when it happens. Most people experience déjà vu for a few seconds and then move on, but the next time it happens, do something different. Pause. Don't rush past it. Don't dismiss it. Stay in the moment. Look around. Notice details. Pay attention to your surroundings, your emotions, your thoughts. Because déjà vu is not just the feeling of familiarity, it is a state of heightened awareness. And if you remain present instead of reacting, that state can deepen. 2. Ask the right question. Instead of asking, "Why does this feel familiar?" ask, "What pattern is repeating here?" Is it a conversation dynamic you've experienced before? A decision you've made in a similar emotional state? A situation that echoes something from your past? Déjà vu often highlights patterns, not events, and when you recognize the pattern, you gain the ability to change your response. 3. Use it as a checkpoint. Think of déjà vu as a signal, not a message with clear words, but a marker. A moment where your awareness is sharp enough to notice something deeper. So treat it like a checkpoint in a game. Pause and ask yourself, where am I mentally right now? What am I about to do next? Is this aligned with who I want to become? Because if reality is patterned, then small shifts in awareness can create different outcomes. 4. Strengthen your awareness daily. Déjà vu happens spontaneously, but the state behind it can be trained. Practices like meditation, mindful observation, reducing mental noise, all increase your sensitivity to patterns and subtle shifts in perception. The more still your mind becomes, the more clearly you begin to see,
And eventually, you may notice moments similar to déjà vu, but without the confusion. Moments where you simply understand what is happening in real time. 5. Do not overinterpret. This is important. Not every déjà vu moment is a mystical signal. Sometimes it is simply your brain doing what it does. So avoid turning it into something obsessive or overly symbolic. The goal is not to chase meaning. The goal is to refine awareness, because clarity comes not from forcing interpretation, but from observing without distortion. 6. Stay grounded in the present. Ironically, the deeper you go into understanding déjà vu, the more important it becomes to stay grounded, because the purpose of awareness is not to escape reality, it is to engage with it more clearly. So after the moment passes, return to what you were doing, act, decide, move forward, but do so with slightly more awareness than before.
If you apply these steps consistently, something subtle begins to change. You become less reactive, more observant, more precise in how you move through life. And when déjà vu happens again, it will not feel like a strange interruption. It will feel like a window opening, a brief glimpse into how your mind, your awareness, and your reality truly interact. So, what is déjà vu really? A glitch, a memory error, or something far more unsettling? Because after everything we've explored, one thing becomes clear. Déjà vu is not just a strange feeling. It is a moment of misalignment between what you think reality is and how it actually works. For a brief second, the illusion cracks. Time doesn't feel linear, experience doesn't feel new, and you are no longer just reacting to the present. You are recognizing it. Whether this comes from the brain's predictive nature, from deep pattern recognition, or from something beyond our current understanding, the experience itself remains undeniable. It feels real, and more importantly, it feels meaningful. Not because it tells you exactly what is happening, but because it reminds you that there is more happening than you can see, that your awareness is not as limited as you believe, that reality may not be as simple as it appears. And this is where the real value of déjà vu lies, not in proving a theory, but in changing how you pay attention. Because once you begin to notice these moments, you begin to question more, you begin to observe more, you move through life with a subtle shift, less automatic, more conscious. And that shift is everything, because awareness is not built through answers, it is built through seeing differently. So the next time déjà vu happens, don't dismiss it, don't rush past it, stay with it just for a moment longer, because in that brief pause, you are not just experiencing reality, you are standing at the edge of it. If this made you think differently, take that with you. And the next time reality feels familiar, ask yourself, is this the first time, or are you just beginning to notice?